Okay, so I did a poll on Instagram, and I asked all of my audience if they know what myofascial release is. And it was about 50-50 yes and no. So I wanted to do a little short video to explain what myofascial release is and why it would be beneficial for pain, either chronic pain, injuries, or postural considerations. So myofascial means muscle and fascia. Those are the two structural soft tissue systems that we have in the body. Muscle, of course, gives us our action and our stability. The connective tissue, fascia, also referred to as connective tissue, is this web, this 3D web of it's a matrix. It's a collagen type of a matrix that literally wraps itself around all of the muscles. It is our space filler in the body. So if we took away all of the organs, muscles, bones, blood vessels, nervous system, whatnot, and we just had fascia, we would have a 3D image of a human being. You would still be able to tell it was a human because of how everything is just wrapped around and pocketed and how it all connects. So fascia, when it becomes restricted, they found it has about 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch, which is a crazy amount of pressure. So think of this, and I apologize to my vegan friends, but we're going to talk about chicken breast, and we're going to talk about the meat of chicken. That's your muscle. And then we're going to talk about saran wrap around it. That is your fascia. So when your fascia becomes restricted, how that can happen is there can be postural considerations that keep, you're in this, shortened position, tightened, and so that fascia molds and tightens over time. Can be repetitive. So like my pitchers, my quarterbacks, doing that motion over and over and over again, or, my wide receivers, my running backs, you're always carrying the ball and running. You're in those positions and those patterns. So the fascia will mold to that. And when that saran wrap wraps around and becomes tight around the muscle can only move within the space that it's given by that fascial envelope. So we can work the muscle all we want, and those trigger points that form because the muscle can't expand and contract correctly, we can work that muscle all we want, but if we don't open up that fascial envelope, then the muscle can't expand and contract and move the way that it was designed to move. So when you have tight fascia, it also makes you more prone to injury. Now, neuromuscular work, which is what I specialize in, there is a little bit of a fascial component to it, but it's primarily muscular. I have taken the Graston training, which is fascial scraping, so that I can, with those instruments, I can open up the fascia. But sometimes people need even more corrective work, which is what myofascial release is. So myofascial is going to be very broad, deep and broad strokes to really engage that connective tissue in that fascial system, and then to open it up. Myofascial is more regional specific. So we would be working on, the shoulder. We'd be working on the hip joint, on the leg, to kind of really open up that fascia. And then you can get in and do neuromuscular work to be very specific and pinpointed to treat the adhesions and the restrictions in the area of ischemia. So ideally, neuromuscular and myofascial release go hand in hand together. We usually recommend that you start with one or the other, and then do a couple of sessions of that particular style, that modality, and then add in the other as needed. So if you have muscular pain pattern or you have an injury, definitely want to start with the neuromuscular first as far as your muscle pain. If you have joint range of motion that is limited, if you suffer from postural considerations where you just always feel like you're hunched forward, that would be an indicator that you would start with the myofascial first. So I do offer myofascial here at the office, and that is going to be with Richard. He is absolutely fantastic. It is his skill set and his wheelhouse. He is incredible, and he is one of the people over time, as 20 years of being a therapist, that has really been able to get me more range of motion in my shoulders, because I am forward all day long, so my shoulders are going like this. He has really helped me to get the scapula to move in the back and the shoulder joints to be a little bit more flexible. And it has been an excellent complement to the neuromuscular work that my other therapists provide here as well. So that answers your question about myofascial release. It is a deeper therapy. It is very slow. It is very deliberate, and it is extremely effective. So if you're already seeing me for neuromuscular work or seeing Jason or Kaylin for neuromuscular, I highly recommend that you also book a session with Richard for myofascial. It will be a game changer for you. Okay, have a great day.